I've got a fix for that audio issue too, so no stress about tomorrow. Oh, so we are live. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is that sounding all right? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're on.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is that sounding all right? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is that sounding all right? I think we're hearing ourselves and then hearing ourselves again. That's all right. Two people watching this stream at the moment.
It's a big ship, mate.
Big ship. Cannot say that reliable. Let us know when we're ready to go. I'll just, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're hearing those ice cubes an awful lot now, Wilco, aren't you, in the microphone? Okay.
Green light, go, go, go.
Alright, good to go.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. Well, we are back on a Wednesday night. It is time for round 3 of this KRL Tier 2 Championship. And tonight it is a full house, so much so that we've actually had to knock drivers back tonight, believe it or not, Wilco. But we are here in the south of France, here at the Circuit Paul Ricard. As you know the drill by now, 15-minute qualifying, followed by a 30-minute race. As we welcome Jason Blackford to the stream. Voodoo says, let's get this KRL love heart. Come on, Morning Glory Hash. And 51 Mighty Murph says, useless. You're not that useless, Murph, but thank you for watching the stream. As I welcome my co-commentator once again for another Wednesday night. Where is this championship going? Round 3 already, Wilco. And hello to you. Good evening once again.
Yes, another week, another stream, another Tier 2 action. Here we go. That made no sense, but we're ready. Paul Ricard, everyone's favourite, Trev.
Everyone's favourite. Super exciting when we see the F1 cars around this course. Obviously riding on board with Nemo at the moment. Now you might see one of the differences between this layout. There are many layouts around this Paul Ricard circuit, but no chicane, Wilco, so we've got a straight run down that back straight. So that could see some passing opportunities tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. The slipstream here is pretty strong. It's almost like DRS, where if you're within that 1 second gap, there's a very, very high chance you're going to be going side by side through that fast kink, or at least be in front of them. So, sacre bleu, and we're good to go.
Here we go then, looking through the drivers tonight from Nobby Nuts to Morning Glory, Binger, LJR, Rose Racing. I think
Caleb's
I took
first guy.
Caleb
and,
first.
And Voodoo.
Voodoo. So I think we had a short practice race for anyone who wasn't watching before we went on air tonight, and I managed to knock probably half the field out, Wilco, as I charged my way up into second position. But Jason says, come on, Morning Glory. Hello to you, Murph. Bob Hoskins says, bonjour. So that's an Englishman living in Perth, speaking French. Thank you for that, Bob Hoskins. Very international flavour.
Good things come in three.
Good things come in threes. And sacre bleu. So here we go then as LJR Rose Racing. What is he doing in the number 95 Ferrari? Well, he was just flirting with the pits there, Wilco, but not coming in, as this circuit, like we said, current host of the French Grand Prix, has been used in testing and various other motorsport categories over the years. It's not a new circuit, but it's got a revamp in recent years. And, well, it's a bit of a technical circuit, isn't it? And I think there's about 30 different versions or layouts, maybe more. But this circuit is going to see some interesting action tonight. And speaking of the championship, of course, Wilco, we are going to take a look at the points. Due to some time restraints, we were not able to stream or broadcast this on OBS, but so we don't have the fancy looking graphics, the chat or anything else up on the screen. Just the good old PSN style tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow with the full complete package. But looking at these points, and it's a bit like looking at F1, isn't it? It's Merc and Merc, GRT02, followed by the Boss, 43 points to 37. And then it is Nobby Nuts Doldrums, 27. And then Kilroy, 19. Jimbo, 18. Voodoo, 12. Morning Glory, Rose Racing, Nemo, all on 10. Jacko on 7 points. And he's been showing some pretty good pace in recent times. Aussie Thunder on 6. The Hef, our man, on 2 points there, the Hef. Can't say our man, Kid Byers. Get back professional, please. And Caleb on 1 point. The rest of them haven't scored, including the Prince of Darkness, Rick Binger, Harvey Norman, Anthony. And we won't be scoring any points, Wilco, because we're talking about all the action. And with having 5 minutes having gone in this session already, Caleb with a 157. Now make that a 156.8. We said Jacko has been improving his pace, Wilco. And what sort of times are we expecting? I guess we say it every week, but what are the differences between Tier 1 and the Tier 2 times? But what can we expect for pole position around here, you reckon?
So tonight for the Tier 2 boys, we're probably expecting I reckon a mid 55. I've seen Voodoo do a mid 55, and Jacko will be up there. Nemo is in a very quick car. That McLaren around here is an awesome car to drive. Boss, DRT, they're all all quick drivers, so we should expect a 55. Usually take a lap or two to get the tyres up to 10. And then tomorrow night you should see probably mid 54 for pole, so probably about a second difference. But yeah, it's all about these Tier 2 boys tonight, and Jacko with the early, very easy to get corner cuts around here too. As you see on the track map on the bottom right, all those blue cars, they've got a corner cut or all starting their lap. So yeah, we had 15 guys cross the line and only 6 have done a lap. So corner cuts, strict here.
Very strict indeed. I can talk from experience from that practice race a little bit earlier in the evening, knowing all about the corner cuts indeed. But it is Jacko, that man, El Majacko, the 137-time racing champion in various different racing leagues. He's currently sitting, like we said, on pole position with a 156.811. And then it's Jimbo Jones, a man who's not been without controversy this year. He has taken out a couple of drivers, naughty, but he's sitting pretty in second. And then Caleb in third. Is he coming into the pits? No. 4 tenths further back. And Nemo, we'll just flash to Nemo as he comes across the line and up into pole position by... Jacko gets him back. So very, very tight at the top. As Mighty Murph says, don't crash like last week. And Plum Boss 84 says, wait till you see Harvey's time. And Harvey, we might go on board with Harvey Norman, Jerry Harvey. Thank you, Plum Boss. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You know the drill. And look at these times starting to tumble. Jacko and then Hef in the number 69 Porsche, Wilco, a good friend of yours, just going a fraction slower there with a 156.6, so it's tight at the top.
Yeah, it's very a lot closer than you'd think, but I guess the track being nearly 2 minutes long. It shows how competitive this field is. Who we got? We got number 74. That is the boss who's about to cross the line. So I've just got the big track map up so I can see everyone, so I can call it out. But here comes the boss, who was the winner of last week's race, and he goes up to P3. So
Ooh.
what's that? Top 10 covered by 9/10 early on in this quali sessions. Looking good.
That's it, 1.2 seconds all the way down from Jacko to Nobby Nuts. We're going to keep flicking through these drivers. Speaking of Nobby's Nuts, time to take a little nibble on Nobby's Nuts there as we look at him in the 199 Bentley. Currently outside of the top 10, and you can see it is very close. Less than a second, in fact, as we'll take a look at Voodoo coming through the last couple of corners on this lap. And under leaden skies here at Paul Ricard, track temperature 23 degrees, same as the air temperature. And optimum track conditions has Voodoo up to second.
Look at these times, boys. This is awesome.
You keep telling me
What
who's
is the gap
on
between first and second?
0.015.
Jacko about to go faster, I reckon.
And let's have a look at Jacko. These times are tumbling. 56.433. Can Jacko go quicker than that? Yes! Into the 155s, if you don't mind, a 155.803. And he is pretty impressed with that. And boy, Wilco, that time is going to take some beating with 6 minutes remaining in the session.
Yeah, a lot of the boys are coming back out of the pits now. So you can see Jimbo, number 91. He's in P8 at the moment. He's on a lap at the moment. And Kilroy is just behind him. So we'll see if Jimbo can get this. Oh, that could be a corner cut. Let's have a look. No, it wasn't. So what can Jimbo do? Does he cross the line?
Let's have a look.
He couldn't improve. So back to Kilroy. Where's Kilroy?
Can't improve.
Down the bottom there.
Ooh, Kilroy.
And I think he must have got a corner cut in the last corner. Oh no, where's he gone? Up to P12. So he was P2 last week, or P3 last week's race. So he's definitely got some pace to burn. But GRT, who's the championship leader, hasn't set a lap yet, Trev. But here he comes to the second last corner. He's on a valid lap. So what's it going to be?
Let's watch him. Logitech sponsored 03, the number 3 Mercedes AMG car. Very nice looking livery. Has yet to set a time as he comes across the line. It's only good enough for P6, but he will get another couple of goes at that. He will continue on another run, I think, as Bob Hoskins says. Harvey the Butler. Cart Dude 45, big hello to you, Carty, down there in Launceston in COVID-free Tasmania. He says, how many Coach Dave setups have we got here tonight? Good stuff. I can't do
a lot.
I think they're a bit like COVID. They sort of share themselves around, don't they? As we're going to take a look now back at the Nigerian Prince who wants your bank account details. Where is he? And he's still got a bit to go there. You're looking at the sector times, Wilco, but Voodoo, who's 6/10 off of pole position so far. As have a look at this. Declan Ross says, hurry up, Morning Glory Hash. Big hello to you, Declan.
Last corner.
And are we watching Voodoo, are we? Or
Morning Glory. Just
Morning Glory. Yep, let's have a look. Morning Glory Hash. What can he do? Currently 2.6 seconds down. Make that 1.6. He goes up to P12. Still outside of the top 10. As we might see, who else is on a
Nobby Nuts. A lot of boys are finishing their lap now. So Nobby Nuts doesn't improve. Jimbo, who's in P9, he's coming across the line. He's got number 7. Who's number 7? Harvey right behind. So Jimbo does improve, but Harvey goes up to P1. There he is. Harvey
Norman. Hello there.
Oh.
Go, Harvey, go. Look at that. Harvey Norman up into P1, and I reckon Jacko might be a bit surprised about that. He certainly wasn't expecting his time to get put down to second place there. Declan, hello to you.
On a lap here.
Who is on a lap? We'll go.
Binger.
Let's have a look.
He's at the top of his run up. He's shined the ball up, and here he comes, steaming in.
There we go. There we go. He's running off the fence. Here he comes out of the last corner. Murph says that Merc is scary in a straight line.
And he's
into the pits. And Murph just saying I was in dead ball. There we go. Decision review. Rock and roll that, please. Here we go. Voodoo.
No ball.
The Nigerian Prince. Voodoo Child comes onto the main straight now. Mighty Murph will get back to these comments in a moment.
Voodoo.
And Voodoo, 7/10 of a second, 8/10 of a second he needs to make up. And the number 1 Ferrari. Well, he got a couple there, didn't he? But he's only up to 3rd position. Jacko, who's currently on the back straight. He looks to have some traffic ahead of him.
He's on an outlap, I think, because
Outlap.
he's blue. So the next car that crosses the line, I think we got Nobby Nuts down in 14th, and then you got Kilroy. So there's about 10 seconds between them. But Kilroy through this last tricky sector, very tricky this last sector in these cars. Trev, you don't have the downforce that the F1 cars have. So it's all about keeping the momentum up, late apexes, getting on the throttle as early as you can, but not getting wheel spin. And here he comes. So Nobby Nuts, one of the stream favourites here, Trev, comes across the line.
Certainly is all about the PSN name. As Nobby Nuts goes into P10 there, 1.5 seconds off the time. We'll go to Kilroy with just a tick over 2 minutes remaining in this session. Mighty Murph, Binger with a jump up the charts. Mighty Murph saying that is Jacko's PB. Shut up, Jason, so he can read my comment, dog. Well, that's not very nice, is it?
Dog.
A dog. Oh, shut up, Jason. Oh, Jason, you're just a wanker, eh? And Mighty Murph, if I've got to approve any more of these comments, given their colourful language, I will not be approving them. So keep it nice and clean, eh? And Plum Boss 84, that's a good name. Get in there, Butler boy. Gets in there, Butler. As Kilroy 15th, Rick Oztech 4.2 seconds off the pace down there in 16th. What can he do though? We might stick with this.
Coming across. Yep. Nemo's just behind him, so once we cross the line, could improve. And Nemo, what's he going to do?
We might have to. We've found Nemo. Here we go. One or across the line. P5. Yep, spot on. And 0.8 of a second. As boy, what is it? Just a tick over 1 minute remaining in this session, and we can see the times on your screen. We'll get back to it. LJR. We're going to get to LJR as Nemo had to avoid some traffic there. Somebody off, but LJR Rose Racing, great name, great man. Here he comes out of the final corner to see. Let's see what he can do. And Voodoo saying it could be the nerves, but I am cold as hell. That doesn't sound very promising with 40-something seconds remaining in this session. Rose Racing, where has that lap put him, Wilco? It is P9. That is a Sebastian Vettel position. Yes, Team Radio.
Jump in here. As we missed the stream last week, LJR Rose Racing was the driver of the week, or driver of the day for Tier 2, and Big Dog Jono was Tier 1. So LJR Rose Racing I think he qualified outside the top 10 and ended up finishing P5. So he did pretty well there. So we're earning driver of the day, voted by me.
Great stuff. I think I had the deciding vote for Tier 1 as well, but with 4 seconds, 4,
Jacko's
3,
got a corner
2,
cut. That's Jacko's time done.
Jacko, let's have a look at Jacko. Time is done, so he will finish in P2 in this session, I believe. He's not going to get another crack at that, is he, Wilco?
No, unless Hef's going to go faster. Or Hef got to P3. Hef and Voodoo separated by a kitten's whisker there.
There we go, Hef.
We got Morning Glory's coming around the last corner. We've got a couple of boys. Morning Glory, as he comes across the line, can he improve from 14?
Let's have a look.
He goes. Oh, up to P5.
Yes, P5.
He's done the exact same lap time as Voodoo.
Well, incredible stuff. That's just how close it is. I guess I guess that's the
Harvey's
usual.
on the lap still.
Harvey Norman. Jerry Harvey. Let's go to see Jerry Harvey. There might be an 8K TV to give away here if he can get... we can go quicker. He's already on pole position, isn't he? And nobody else is going to beat him. But is he going to do the famous sort of like the Hamilton type scenario? Go even quicker again. He comes across the line, a 155.6. Make it a 155.4. And he says, get some of that up, you fellas. And he takes pole position by even more. 0.3 of a second.
But can we just get up that time tails before this runs out? Voodoo and Morning Glory, after a 2-minute lap, exactly the same time. How is that? How is that? This is going to be a good race. Here we go.
That is unbelievable. Those corners, all those gear changes, that decision making, all coming down to nothing in it at the end. Look at those times. Absolutely incredible. Of course, I'm guessing it's the old setup, Wilco, where Voodoo, I guess, gets that position because he set the time first.
Yep, correct, exactly right. So,
same as F1, I think. That's how it works.
Yep,
but
exactly right. So you got Hef and Voodoo off the second row. It's going to be some nice tasty battles here.
Very spicy indeed. Big hello to you, Mighty Murph. Keep those comments nice and clean. He's a bit of a cheeky keyboard man, is Mighty Murph. But 11 people watching this stream. Richard Lowe says the best strategy is to qualify last and overtake everyone on the first corner when they smash into each other. That's
a good bet.
That's some pretty good advice, I reckon. That's something that I think Big Dick Johnson in Tier 1 last week, he was at the back, wasn't he, early on, and then came through the field to get a top 6 or 7 finish, I think it was. So not bad advice there, Richard Lowe. And I just want to see you go over to that subscribe button so we can keep you entertained. Twice a week, 2 streams, Tier 1 and Tier 2 here. And Voodoo saying, best of luck, everybody. Thank you for that, Voodoo child. But 30 minutes ahead of us here at the Circuit Paul Ricard in the south of France. It might not be in the south of France, Wilco, but it sure does sound like a nice place to be.
Oh yeah, Sacre Bleu. It looks beautiful. Nice 23 crisp evening here. I think it's 8 PM, so it's going to be nice. It's nice 23 degree weather here tomorrow in Melbourne, but I guess that's what Melbourne does to you.
Not that we can do anything about it at the moment. Thanks to Dan the man. But Wilco, yes, that's of course. Remember, get on the beers. Get on the beers. And remember to vote for your driver of the day. We will get on the beers eventually. Declan Ross says that was a great last lap by Morning Glory Hash. Boy, was it indeed. Because he went from P14 or something, didn't he, to P5. So that is an awesome effort there, Morning Glory Hash. Plum Boss 84 says clean side by side for the first sector with the death skull bones emoji. So we might see some action indeed. This drive button is flashing, Wilco, but I'm just not going to press anything at the moment.
Let it go.
As we get ready to go racing. 15 seconds, the countdown is on. Mighty Murph says, how's lockdown, fellas? It's pretty good. We can visit people again in a bubble. And thank you for that, Murph. And Cart Dude says, where's McKinnon? And the man from he's not from Parramatta, but he's nowhere to be seen tonight. I don't want to say that, Wilco. But we don't know where he is. Tier 1. I'm assuming he's talking about Dean McKinnon. Of course, they made more than one, didn't they, McKinnons? But thank you for that, Cart Dude, as I need to get to the on-track action, that's for sure, as we're taking a look at Harvey Norman, who hopefully doesn't get offended by that. I just see Harvey and I just think, go, Harvey, go. Go, Harvey Norman, go. Go, Harvey Norman. And Jacko will be saying, go, Jacko, as well. Because Wacko Jacko, he will have... here we go, green, green, green. Enough about that. Go, go, go. Here for round 3. It's Tier 2 action from Paul Ricard. And Harvey Norman leads into turn 1. But Jacko is right there alongside him and he gets the lead. Jacko, P1 into turn 1. How good is this? He got the perfect jump at the start there, and he sends Harvey back into P2, but for how long?
Binger's around.
And Binger, what's
crash
going on? Big crash. And Binger is around, and he's still facing the wrong way, Wilco. What on earth happened there at the start of this one?
He got tagged by someone because he was spinning and he got absolutely cream-cracked by, I think it was Caleb there, so we'll see as the... everything starts. We'll get a replay in a couple laps time, but Alvin Jacko got the lead, but let's see how quick this Bentley is because he's flying on the straights in the practice races. Here we go, 270, 275. I'm making these numbers up because I can't actually see his speed, but he's looking quick.
Oh, he's just darting around Harvey Norman as Righty says, first few corners going to be mental. You're not wrong there. That is for sure, Righty. Big hello to you and absolutely love your work. Mighty Murph says, Nemo spinning. Or going backwards, one or the other, but Harvey Norman now, that Bentley up into about 296, I think it was, Wilco. If you believe that, you'll believe anything, but he's awfully close to Jacko here. Jacko sprinting off into the lead at turn 1, and he's struggling to keep it, though, at the moment. He's holding on for dear life through lap 1 here. 28 minutes to go in this round 3 race here at Paul Ricard for KRL Tier 2 action. Don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more action coming up 2 nights a week if you don't mind. But it is Jacko, Harvey Norman, Hef. Not a bad effort from him so far, hanging up there in 3rd place. And look at this. Look at this. The Nigerian voodoo child just having a sneaky look down the inside of Hef. but he couldn't do anything about it. The pit lane is now open from race control, and Morning Glory Hash 5th, GRT 6th, but make that 5th, I reckon. Here he goes down the inside. Will he get this move done? We'll go into turn 1.
Oh, I tell you what, he's...
no. All the time you need to leave the space, all the time, and GRT2, that's our championship leader. You can see spinning around at turn 1. Wilco, was there enough room there?
He was up the inside, and I guess he missed the apex by a little bit, which meant that he had the old Sebastian spin Vettel as he's going around the outside of Ricard, which is a nice little move there. But yeah, he just... unfortunately, that's probably more a racing incident, but, you know, that's unfortunate because GRT was flying through the field last week after he had a drive-through, so he definitely can pass, so expect him to come back through. So where is he? P12 now, so let's see where he is in 26 minutes' time.
There he is down in P12. We'll head back to the front for the time being. Lap 1 of this race. And it is El Majacco now, 1.2 seconds, a handy buffer over Harvey Norman in P2. Then it's Hef in P3, and Voodoo Child not giving anything away, and he is keeping Hef on try English kid buyers. I've done it, Wilco, and maybe it's the pint of gin I consumed before going on air tonight, but that's got nothing to do with it, because Voodoo is so close to Hef, and can Hef hold off Voodoo? That's the question here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Voodoo's looking pretty quick at the moment. He's been struggling. Oh, Hef's gone a bit wide. Is Voodoo going to have a dive here, Trev? Oh, no, he's
Voodoo.
been sensible. These two are mates, so I don't expect any hard defending or hard, you know, dive bombs here. But I'll tell you what, Harvey needs to get a move on here, because if Jacko gets in the lead, that 195,000 world champion of F1, he's just going to walk off into the distance, Trev.
We might be adding another to the championship. There must be a room at Jacko's house down there in suburban Melbourne full of championship related stuff, because this man, 1.1 seconds, and what is Voodoo doing? He's very close. The man who does a fantastic job, not only on the track but off it, with our graphics, driver of the day stuff, you name it, he does it. And also has a great little YouTube channel of his own, 70-something subscribers and counting. Get on it. But Voodoo, on the curb, unfortunately there, that's going to throw him off. And that's going to give Hef a little bit of breathing space as we come onto this long back straight here at Paul Ricard. No little Mickey Mouse chicane as Morning Glory Hash. He's getting close. I tell you what, the slipstream is real here, Wilco.
Yeah, it's definitely, I told you, it's a long straight, so it's good 30 seconds, or maybe not 30 seconds, but it's a long time on throttle, Trev, and those tyres cool off, so then you go through a fast right-hander, which is very committed, and they're all getting through there nice and cleanly at the moment.
Oh, Morning Glory, no!
Oh, sugar me timbers.
Sugar me timbers, indeed, because he's onto that blue stuff. He's just spun. That corner is, it's a fairly loaded corner, that one, and he's just gone right around, and now he's down behind Nemo and Kilroy. So where does that put him in 12th? Spinning around, you're riding my way, and he's got... well, it's a good thing at that corner, Wilco, that he's got 158 metres of runoff area there, because somebody else is off. Is that Kilroy? So Kilroy also having a moment.
Didn't lose too much, but Harvey's actually pulled his finger out now, and he's only 8/10 off now. So if he can get that in that gap, in that, you know, that 8/10 gap, coming onto that back straight, I reckon he could be in for a good shot here, because that Porsche, the weakness of the Porsche is straight line speed. So that's why I've got different tracks. We got, you know, the first 2 rounds probably suited the Porsche. This round not really going to suit it in the straights, and then you got Monza, Spa. All those tracks are going to, you know, be inviting for all different car makes. So here we go. Can Harvey get this run off this corner and catch him in the slipstream?
Well, we'll check that out as GRT, who's on the comeback trail. Morning Glory Hash having all sorts of trouble there in the Audi, controlling the back end of that Audi. But you can see there the job ahead of GRT, our championship leader, if he wants to get a valuable haul of points today. As we check out this man, Mighty Murph, thank you. He says, lucky this track's got plenty of runoff. That's just what we were talking about. There's hundreds of metres of runoff there, and that blue stuff apparently is meant to slow you down. If you get to the red stuff, I think that must slow you down even more. And then if you get to the wall, well, you've gone too far. But there we go, Jacko, 3 laps into this race. And that lead is coming down a touch, isn't it, Wilco? And you can see there, Harvey Norman, Jerry Harvey, using every bit of track available to him. And all of the rest of it as well. But look at this, that Bentley in a straight line, very slippery indeed. And the number 7 versus the number 912. It's Porsche versus
He's
Bentley.
having a moment there, Jacko.
Oh, Jacko looking very nervous.
Who's number 2? Morning Glory had another spin at the fast corner, so we sort of missed the start of the replay, but that's right, that's over now. So we're not sure what happened in Bingham. I'm sure we'll find out. We
will find out as Morning Glory Hash off again. And he's off into the crowd there, just having a look at the crowd. Social distancing, that's very good. Morning Glory Hash removing himself from this race. He's back in the pit lane with me and you there, Wilco. That's good. So we'll go back to the...
Voodoo having a good battle here.
Oh, Voodoo. And the boss right behind him. It's Mercedes versus Ferrari. Voodoo Child. Baby, baby, baby. But Voodoo's got Hef as well in front of him. But he makes a slight mistake, and now the boss is ready to pounce, 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 as he's going to go down the inside, and I reckon he's through there ahead of the Nigerian Prince. The boss up to 4th. Now off in pursuit of Hef. And it doesn't take much, Wilco. A slight mistake, and you can lose your position.
Especially with how competitive everyone is here, so one little moment, especially coming onto this straight here, if you have a little moment, you're in all sorts. But Hef's doing a pretty good job here. He's still holding P3, but can he hold this Merc behind him once he catches up? That's the next question.
That is the next question. 7.3 seconds off the lead pack, so it's a bit of a 2-horse race at the moment. Not a bad little battle there, as BK11 says, first kid buyers ACC stream I've tuned into. How's it going, Trev? Very nicely indeed. Career best, if I don't say so myself.
GRT and Nemo side by side.
Oh, GRT and Nemo. GRT on the comeback trail. Side by side they race together to uphold the KRL name. I know you hate that one, Wilco, but anyway, GRT down the inside. Nemo just getting ahead of him, but GRT is not finished finding Nemo, because he's going to have another crack at him soon. I reckon Nemo runs slightly wide and he cuts across, and a bit of, I was about to say Max Verstappen style there, but it was all pretty fair, I reckon. GRT 02, our championship leader at this stage, still in P9 with a fair old train of cars ahead of him, Wilco.
This Nobby battle down to GRT is bloody hot, and I love it. Four cars are really quick on the straight, so they're all just sort of slipstreaming each other as Nemo's having a look here, trying to get a better exit, which he has on Aussie Thunder, who I hope he's not coming to the pits, because it's going to be a big crash, and he's hitting.
Yes! I could see that coming, Wilco.
Oh no, that's Nemo's... I see red.
Oh, Nemo, what... well, I don't think that was necessarily Nemo's fault. I mean, I guess you're completely entitled to sort of take whatever line you want, but I guess he didn't know that Aussie Thunder was coming into the pit lane.
Yeah, I think Aussie probably should have realised Nemo was on the inside, so he might have thought, I might not pit this lap and keep going, but that's just the tricky pit lane we got here. We've got the old style pit lane. It's not going off at the second last corner. It's... and the exit of the last corner, as we just saw, so that's going to cause some issues. But I'll tell you who's got some issues. Hef and the boss, they're fighting each other, and Voodoo's sticking with them.
Here we go. Voodoo's not too far behind this battle. I was about to say, with that entry of Aussie Thunders into the pits, Wilco, I've heard of an unsafe release. Not sure about an unsafe entry. That sounds a bit weird. We might leave that one there. But the boss in P4 and Voodoo not too far behind him. So we've got the battle at the front, and then 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I speak of Hef, the boss, and Voodoo, very close in the battle for this final podium position. And
he's all over him here.
Oh, he is all over him like a rash, or COVID. Probably can't say that either, but Hef and the boss, look at this, and Voodoo's got front row seats to this, ready to pounce, Wilco, if one of these two have each other off.
Yeah, I'm just watching this battle between Harvey and Jacko, because Jacko all of a sudden is starting to slide everywhere, which is... not looking very good, because is he going to pit this lap now? I reckon he's going to do it, and no, he's not. So Harvey is all over him now. So this is the lap he needed. Hopefully he can stick with him through these first few corners and use that slipstream, use that big Bentley, not the Bentley, the big Bentley V8 was what I was trying to say. and Slipstream past him. So here we go. He's got a good exit here again, Trev.
Good exit. Here we go on to this part of the lap. Jacko just leading by half a second. As Plumboss84 says, replay of the start. Unfortunately, we've missed out. I think there is a 2 to 3 minute window, and we do apologise, Plumboss, but we have missed the start. If you're wondering what happened, I think you might be wondering what happened to Binger, maybe. I think Binger, who copped one at the start.
Harvey's going to pass him here.
And here we go, Harvey back to this lead battle. Lap 6 of this race, 17 minutes remaining, and it is Harvey with a good exit. Now he's onto the back straight, the main straight, 30 seconds, flat out, full throttle. He is right up behind Jacko. He pulls out from the slipstream, and he is going to take back the lead that he lost at turn 1 on lap 1 of this race. And what can Jacko do? He stays with him, but boy, oh boy, that Bentley is super, super powerful in a straight line. And Harvey has the lead, Wilco, fair and square. Jacko now down to P2.
Yep, and these boys have definitely pulled the gap from Hef in P3. It's 10 seconds now. Oh, the boss has a massive moment, and so does Hef. That could be a warning there for Hef. You get 3 warnings. Oh, the boss was really close to tagging him then. So what's Voodoo? Voodoo's right there too. So this is, you got 3 or 4 little battles here, Trev, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Here we go, same here. Harvey Norman in first. Jacko in second, just in second, only a 10th back, then 10 seconds further back to this battle. It's Hef versus the boss versus the Nigerian prince. Voodoo about to bounce and get their bank account details, but look at Hef and Jacko into the pits, and is that rain I see, Wilco? Is that rain as Jacko comes into the pits? And now that means Hef will inherit P2 unless he, of course, comes into the pits. But no, he doesn't. He goes through to complete lap number 6. So up into second goes Hef, the boss inherits third, and Voodoo down there in fourth. 16 minutes to go in this race. 16 minutes until the end of this race, and it's action aplenty as GRT02 right up behind Nobby Nuts Racing, and he's doing very well indeed. Our championship leader well and truly on the comeback trail. It could certainly be a top 6 finish here for him, Wilco.
Yeah, he's definitely got some pace. He's just got to get past Nobby Nuts here, so he's so deep under the brakes. I'd love to see this man, GRT, in a T1 race, because I reckon he is really, really quick and he's really good at passing. So, unfortunately, I don't think he races Thursdays, so I'll keep trying. We'll keep trying to get him on here as they go side by side through the kink, which is going to be pretty sketchy. Oh, good racing by both there. I guess that's sort of a bad pass, but I think it doesn't really matter because Nobby's going to have the slipstream here, and they're going to pass each other again. So, side by side through the kink this time, I don't think it's going to work.
Not going to work. As what does Martin Brundle usually say? 2 does not go into 1, or 3 into 1, or whatever he says. But Nobby Nuts still just with a kitten's whisker ahead, and just a skin sack skin ahead there. Nobby Nuts maintains 5th position. Not sure where I was going with that, but GRT still in 6th position. I wouldn't mind seeing... we might have to free up this man's schedule on a Thursday night, Wilco, because it would be very nice to see him in Tier 1. As is he going to have a look down the inside of Nobby's Nuts? No, he's not going to take a little cheeky nibble on Nobby's Nuts there. That battle for P5 will continue with 14 minutes remaining. What's something?
The Hef, Boss and Voodoo are getting real close again.
It's
Who's
getting...
pit? Surely one of them pitting.
Will there be, well, is the undercut,
No.
Is there an undercut advantage here or not, I wonder?
I'd say so, because the tyres do get a lot of graining around this track, and they get they get used up a lot. So maybe not really with a 30-minute race. It doesn't really matter when you pit, but for tomorrow night, that 45-minute race, Tier 1, that's, it's a good 24, 25 laps, I think we're expected to see, so that could be... because I'm just checking the comments. Barter's there, who's a T1 driver.
As Barter's has just quoted me there, thank you for that, Barter's81. He says, skin sack is my new PSN. It might cost you money to change that. Great stuff. Thank you for watching, Barter's. Great to have your company here tonight, because 8 laps gone in this one. It's Harvey Norman in front, yet to make his pit stop. Hef in second. The boss in third, then Voodoo Child, and as Nobby Nuts now, after we saw that battle between him and GRT02, as he comes out of the pit lane now, And just some traffic at that pit lane exit.
Jacko.
So Jacko's, where's Jacko now? He must be up into P5, P4 after his pit stop there.
Yeah, so the pit exit here is very sketchy. It's almost, you come out right in the braking zone. So, and with how, you know, nervous these cars are, you need to really take wide lines. So if someone's on the
Somebody
pits, oh, who was that? That's number 9, Nemo.
Nemo down there. He's also got to drive through.
Yeah, you've got a track limit, so he's out of the race. But this battle between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is looking good, Trev. It's still going.
Certainly
Surely
is, but well, it is my great pleasure to introduce. We have this moment every stream. That is when Big Alan Shep, the man from Scoresby in Victoria, and not Billy's Bakehouse, Huey's Bakehouse, I think it was down there in Scoresby. But look at this, Hef and the boss both coming into the pits, and well, that pit lane entry, it's caused a bit of trouble already tonight. They almost had each other off, as AJ Alan Jones used to say. But Hef and the boss both coming into the pits now side by side, as they have been most of the time on track. Don't run into kid bias, fellas. No, they've gone through me. Anyway, never mind about that. We'll go back to the on-track action as Harvey's in the pits as well. And Jacko's stuck in traffic. Is he behind Rick Oztech there? Rick Oztech.
Nobby, I don't know. So that could be crucial because Harvey, remember, he just got the lead. He's in the pits at the moment too. So that famous saying, Trev, you watch the track, I'll watch the pit lane, because here we go.
Here we go. Harvey, you know the drill. I'll watch the track, you watch the pit lane, as the great Murray Walker would say. And it's Harvey versus Jacko. Look at that, Harvey's just leaving the pits. He's just leaving now as Jacko comes across the line. Is he going to get him out of the pits? No, I don't think he's going to get him.
No, it's closing speed.
Oh, the closing speed. Fresh tyres versus cold tyres, I should say, versus fresh tyres. Jacko he's just missed out there, and Harvey Norman gets the lead.
The box and Hef are side by side,
and the boss out of the box with Hef there side by side. Once again, nothing in it, as Bruce McAvaney would say, because look at this, and boy oh boy, with 10 minutes to go, Wilco, this sets up a very spicy ending to this one tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Jacko must have made a mistake because he's dropped a couple seconds to Harvey there. So where's Voodoo going to come out now? Because if he's got some clear air and he's got that extra second, he might come out in front of Hef and the boss, who LJR Rose Racing. He's in there too, and the GRT. So we've got a 5-way battle for P3 here.
5-way battle for P3. You heard it here first. Big Shep says mine is Fossil Nuts. That, of course, being his PSN name, I'm sure. And he might think PSN something he's got to take with breakfast. But Righty says, show me Jacko. What happened to Wacko Jacko? He's 2 seconds back from Jerry Harvey in P2. And then Rick Oztech, don't forget about him in the 16 Porsche there. He's up to 4th, the boss, Hef. And Hef using every bit of track available to him and more. Now with less than 10 minutes to go in this race, boy, GRT is up there as well. And is GRT past LJ Rose Racing and up to 7th position?
Yep, he is. So GRT, remember what we said? What was he down in P12? 26 minutes to go. He's now up to P8 and he's made his pit stop. So it's really P7, maybe even P6, depending on how bad Voodoo's stop is, because Voodoo is in the pits now as Harvey and Jacko go past. Where's he going to go out this time? I reckon he's going to slot right behind Hef, I reckon, right in front of this battle. Here he comes now.
Oh, here he comes. You know the drill, Voodoo.
In front of them all, actually.
He's going to come out in front of them all, I reckon. Here, look at this, Voodoo out of the pits. Rick Oztech, you said about the closing speed coming out of the pits. And Oztech for all your aircon needs in Melbourne. Oh, Rick is around, and Rick Oztech, he won't be fixing too many. Oh no!
You dickhead!
What on earth was he thinking? What was it? Well, he's not only has he taken himself out, he's taken about 2 others with him. Wilco, what on earth was he thinking there?
Yeah, that was.
Was he thinking?
I don't think so. He should have. If you spin to the inside, so the outside of the track, you turn to the outside of the track, not on the inside, because that's exactly what happened. So we'll wait for Righty's comment, who's Rico's mate. So that's absolutely balls up there, Trev.
Well, I'm not sure.
Voodoo in P3.
I'm not sure Voodoo up to P3. I'm not sure, Righty. I want him fixing my air conditioning. after that sort of form, but the summer is coming, of course, and things are heating up on the track right here, right now, right here, as Jacko up into P2, Voodoo in third. Right here, as Voodoo and the Boss third and fourth, Hef in P5. Holding on there now a couple of seconds further back. LJR Rose Racing. These comments are coming in. And Big Bart Regis says, chuck it in reverse and get off the track. And Binger says, Voodoo, what the hell, man? I just want to finish a race without being taken out. But it seems impossible with these Muppets. Strong words from Binger, who will be well and truly pushing off the fence and coming off the long run. Wilco, he doesn't sound too happy.
He'll be back tomorrow night, so he's having some pretty bad luck in these Tier 2 races. We didn't get a replay of that start, so we missed what happened. So we guess Voodoo was the one streaming and involved in that instance, so we were able to see back on his stream. But I'll tell you what, that battle of 5-way has just absolutely been skittled. Binger's come through, and it was actually Rick, but we'll say Binger's come through. Big instantly in Yorker, and just that pack has been broken up, Trev.
Taken out Sorab's off stump, I reckon, there, Wilco. The chainsaw, the famous chainsaw, great stuff. Less than 7 minutes remaining in this race, and there is nothing worse than when your 5-way has been interrupted. But I can tell you now, we've got 13 people watching this stream, and Righty says, breath test him. Righty, we won't be breath testing anybody, including the commentators leading into tonight. But Plum Boss 84 says, Righty been giving tips to Rick, hey, LOL. But keep your comments coming in like we always say, and we've got to vote for your driver of the day, and it can't be Max Verstappen here, of course, but get those votes coming in. Who is your driver of the day? Harvey on pole position, had his battle with Jacko, and who was, well, they're pretty much how they started. Harvey P1, Jacko P2, but Voodoo 13 seconds behind them, and I love the passion that this man brings, Wilco. Just amazing stuff, doing all the graphics, and one of the KRL family, top 5 at least, I reckon. But would be good to see him finish P3, and then it's the Boss in P4. Not home yet though, that's only 3 seconds, that gap, but there is just 5 minutes remaining, of course, and Hef down in P5. And how do you reckon Hef's going to come out of this one? He was in the top 3 and just couldn't quite hold on to it, could he, Wilco, for the whole race?
Yeah, he was telling me earlier today he'll be happy with the top 5. So at the moment, he's only just behind Boss here. So if anything happens, remember it's very easy to get corner cuts in here. We saw Nemo had a drive-through penalty before, so you get 3 corner cuts, which comes under track limit warning as long as you don't cut it completely. And then the 4th one's a drive-through. So Harvey, Jacko, Voodoo, they've all got to be careful. They're sort of in their own little race here now, but they've got to be careful they don't get a corner cut here, because if they get a drive-through, that's going to put them right to the outside of the top 10.
So there we go. There is not much in it. It was close. I'll give English another crack. There we go. It was close in qualifying. That's what I was looking for, and it's also pretty close in the race. But you said it. You called it first, Wilco. Hef is not too far off the Boss, is he? That gap's closing. But let's just take a look at some of the drivers lower down the order, just to give them a bit of stream time. In 10th place, holding on to that final points paying position with only 4 minutes left, is Jimbo Jones. Nobby Nuts Racing in 11th, Rick Oztech, the air conditioning specialist. 1, 2, 3, Rick Oztech.
GRT removalist.
And your GRT removalist, as Caleb, AU Kleb, is into the pits. He's been there for a long time, I reckon, Wilco. He's 11 laps down at the moment, and we've only done 12 in this race. I hear you ask, how does that work? I don't know. But Rick Oztech, the last of our recognised batsmen. Batsmen? That's cricket. Last of the recognised runners. 12th man, of course. Nobby Nuts in 11th. Jimbo Jones down there in P10, so most of the drivers at least are going to score points today. My arithmetic is not that quick, but I wonder, will GRT hold the championship lead, I wonder?
It was him and the Boss in P1 and 2, so I'd say so. At this stage, it's going to close it up, but it's going to give Voodoo some points. Jacko, yeah, it's going to be good. Harvey he's been in Tier 2 the whole time, but he hasn't actually done a race yet, so he's been busy the last 2 weeks, so come in for your first race and go bang with a win. That's a pretty good strike rate, but it's not over yet.
pretty decent, but like we always say, not over until it's over. But Mighty Murph says, I feel bad for Nemo. He got the stuff end of the stick, eh? And that's right, he's just feeling for his fellow countrymen there, Nemo and Mighty Murph. Both Kiwis sticking together as Big Binger says, Big Horse driver of the day. And is he talking about Harvey Norman there? I think I think he is. Yep, Binger, thank you for that. Harvey Norman, our driver of the day. And Righty says, Binger, I just watched the Voodoo's stream. He held his line. You squeezed him too much. So thank you, Righty, for that. Interesting comments there from our man Righty. Big hello to you and thank you for watching this stream as we cross into lap 13 here at Paul Ricard in the south of France. And it will be Jacko, I reckon, taking P2 unless something dramatic happens from here. As Mighty Murph saying, fight, fight, fight. And Mighty Murph just going off to get the popcorn there. Oh, kia ora. Thank you for that, Murph, on what is Maori Language Day. As it might not be Maori Language Day, but it was last week. I'm sure it is a day on the Kiwi calendar, but it is Harvey Horse, Harvey Norman in P1, 7.2 seconds further back to Jacko, who will be saying Sacre Bleu tonight here in France because he wanted this win super badly.
2 laps to go.
2 laps to go until the end of this one, and it's Voodoo.
This will be the last lap, sorry. Yeah,
this might be the last lap, Wilco, I reckon, judging on these.
He crossed the line with 1 minute 48 to go, so he'll just make sure he doesn't do a 1:48, which is impossible. So yeah, I think we're going to be good for last lap here. We're going to get the call in about 1:20 time.
Here we go. Murph's off to get the popcorn. Nemo says, what the yoke? What a yoke. And Righty says, just one of those unfortunate incidents, I suppose. No one's fault, really. All we need to...
One.
Could be lap 1. It's, well, I think Righty himself said it was going to be mental down into turn 1. So always plenty of action at turn 1. Nemo says, old mate needs to go to Specsavers. Getting spicy in the comments. Not so spicy on track. But it's looking like it's going to be Harvey Horse winning this race. And Mighty Murph says it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week. So just checking on Mighty Murph. Hope you're okay out there in Auckland. But it is Harvey Norman in P1 and 14, number 14, the magical number 14. We've reached on the stream now. Keep your comments coming in for driver of the day. But I don't think there's any real close battles here on track, Wilco. So we might stick with this man coming through what will be the final lap, I reckon. 25 seconds to go.
Yeah, I reckon. It's going to be, yeah, final lap here. So Harvey, 1 from 1 pretty much, Trev. So he's looking pretty good.
1 from 1.
Late come of the championship, 7 rounds to go, or 6 rounds. Or is it 6, 7? 7.
7. I reckon, well, better late than never for this man, because as he approaches the final corner, he is 8 seconds. He's had a bit of a moment there. Oh! Big release, like you sounded like Big Dazza, but Harvey Norman, Harvey Horse in the number 7 Bentley comes across the line, and he's the king of France tonight, as Jacko will finish in 2nd place in this race tonight. And after a good battle early on with Harvey Norman, he finishes P2. Voodoo will come home in P3. He's travelling awfully slowly there. I wonder why...
Get around Rick.
Just getting around Rick. Here we go. Voodoo. Baby, baby, baby. He finishes in P3 and we will be chatting with this man as the boss. And that battle kept us entertained, didn't it, Wilco? Voodoo, the boss, Hef. And we look at Hef, in fact, who's crossed the line. GRT02 crosses the line in P6 and will maintain, I believe, his championship lead after a sterling comeback drive. He's off now, off to the vineyards somewhere, but he was down in P12, ended in P6. LJR Rose Racing is off the track. Kilroy's finished in 8th. Aussie Thunder in 9th as he comes through. And they must set those fireworks.
Jimbo, this is battle for the last point here. Jimbo and Nobby.
Jimbo and Nobby Nuts. Battles right throughout the order tonight, not just for P1, but Nobby Nuts. Jimbo's done it again. He's done it again.
Redressed though, that's alright.
He's
cost him a point.
He took a little nibble of Nobby's nuts, but Nobby Nuts said, "You're not getting through there, son," and he'll take the final points-paying position. P10 for Nobby Nuts Racing, ahead of Jimbo in P11. Thank you, Jimbo, for doing the right thing. And Rick Oztech, 123 Oztech for your air conditioning supply needs. And then it's Caleb, who's been in the pits forever and a day. And that is the end of this one. A very interesting race here. To start off, Paul Ricard, round 3, KRL week action. And we are back tomorrow night as well, of course, but not a bad race to get us underway for this week, Wilco.
Yeah, no, it was definitely pretty exciting race there. I'm just going to get everyone into the party. Jacko.
And we're just going to, while you're doing that, we're looking at Jacko on the screen as Voodoo for driver of the day. Nemo says, "Big Dazzle!" Oh! And Mighty Murph says, "Jason doesn't even know his own championship." Oh, thanks for that, Murph. That's very constructive. And Barters says, Barters81 says, "Harvey is your driver of the day." Special mention to GRT, and GRT did very nicely. Couldn't agree more, Barters. Mighty Murph says, "Can we get fastest race lap?" No, we can't.
Unfortunately.
Nope, sorry about that. Over there in Auckland, Plumboss84 says, "Butler, fetch the Moe Chandon." And I'm sure there's plenty of champagne nearby here in France. We'll get to our race winners in a sec. But Righty says, "Harvey and Voodoo, driver of the day." I think that means Voodoo says, "Oh boy, that drive felt amazing." Mighty Murph says, "Typical Jimbo, Harvey Norman for driver of the day." As we get our top 3 drivers coming in to the party. And I'll let you take it away, Wilco, for our top 3 finishes tonight.
Yeah, big horse. Big horsey. How you going, mate? Hopefully your voice is being shared through your party settings. So if that's all good, then yeah, mate, congratulations, P1. Good little battle there with Jacko, and then you had the legs on the last stint there and pulled away for an easy win.
Yeah, it was close those first few laps, and was going around, and then finally got it done in the back straight with the Bentley power, and then yeah, just kept going from there.
Good
awesome.
Stuff. So,
good stuff.
First race of the season for you, and you start off with P1. So good strike rate so far, mate.
Yeah, definitely not a bad way to start off.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So we'll catch you next week.
Catch you next week. Thank you for that, Harvey. We were calling you Harvey Norman at some stage there. I just get wrapped up in this commentary business, but congratulations on that. As voices coming through loud and clear. Thank you for that, Bob Hoskins and Mighty Murph. As we head to, we got our number 2 driver there, Jacko. Can you hear us?
I can.
Awesome stuff, mate. Big hello to you, and congratulations tonight. Not quite the result you were after, obviously, after your battle a little bit early on, mate, but you seemed to make your pit stop, and there was a bit of a gap there. Talk us through your race, mate.
Well, yeah, the start obviously was nice. I was able to get around the outside, but I don't think I quite had the pace to go with Harvey, unfortunately. Once he got past, there wasn't much hope, really. So I just ended up concentrating on not spinning out and taking the podium.
And so you're pretty happy, mate, with your pace. You've obviously picked up your pace a bit now, and you looked like you had qualifying or pole position in qualifying, but Harvey just managing to pip you there at the end, mate.
Yeah, well, that gave me the clue that he might be on good race pace as well. So, I mean, I tried to hold him back, but you could see that the Bentley was a good 3 or 4 tenths quicker just on the back straight. So, as soon as he got close coming out of those previous corners, there wasn't a lot I could do. And then he was quicker anyway in total. So, yeah, I'm happy. I worked on the setup a bit with, thanks to Jason actually, for the base. And then I worked with Dean a bit.
So the invoice will come through, don't worry, mate.
No, I know.
Good stuff.
So, it worked out well.
Good stuff, mate. P2 in the end after that good battle there with Harvey at the beginning, mate. Congratulations and all the best for next week.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us, Jacko. P2 there tonight. A good result for him as I welcome our man in P3, Voodoo Child, the Nigerian prince from Dubai, has been good enough to give up some of his time. Voodoo, can you hear us? Congratulations. P3, you're on the podium, mate.
Hello, how are we? Yeah, it's great. I can't believe I actually made the podium, to be honest. I thought the boss was going to get me at the end, but
Well, you were, you were the boss tonight, mate. You took P3, but talk us through your race, that battle with the boss, and also Hef early on, mate. It just,
Yeah.
it was a lot of pressure, wasn't it, to soak up during that 30 minutes there?
Well, you're not wrong. Trying to get past the Hef was pretty hard. I saw him make a couple of mistakes into some of the turns, which I thought would open it up, but didn't really quite get there. And then, ended up getting overtaken and had that three-man battle, which was actually quite good for a couple of laps. And then they both made the mistake of trying to go into the pit lane at the same time, and I was literally going to go into the pit lane too. And I literally seen them backing up, and I'm like, well, not definitely not going to stack here. So, ended up breezing through and only just made the podium. So, pretty stoked with it, to be honest.
No, good stuff, mate. We couldn't be happier for you in the number one Ferrari, mate. Your mate Luke says, vote for Voodoo, the Prince of Nell Air. Good stuff indeed. Thank you for that, Luke, and congratulations, Voodoo. And big thank you. Shout out to Voodoo as well, who does all these graphics and other stuff that you see on the stream. So thank you, Voodoo. Congratulations tonight, and we'll catch you again soon.
Most welcome. Thank you very much.
Awesome. That is our top three, Wilco. We are just about out of time, but before we wrap up things tonight, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're back for Tier 1, of course, of this championship. Round 3 continues from the circuit Paul Ricard here in France. And Wilco, if it's anything like tonight, I'm sure we're going to have plenty of action.
Oh yeah, it's if these boys having good races. I'm sure the Tier 1 boys are going to have a really good race as well. So hopefully I can get a nice early lead and just drive off into the distance and go back to back. But that's not going to happen, and it's going to be a pretty crazy race.
It's never that easy, Wilco. Big thanks to everyone who's joined us on the live stream tonight, getting your votes in. We will announce our drivers of the day, or drivers of the week, I should say, a little bit later on this week, so stay tuned for that. But congratulations tonight to Harvey in P1, Jacko, a great drive to get P2 in the end, and our man Voodoo Child in P3. We're just about out of time. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Tune in 8 p.m. tomorrow night for the Tier 1 action. Stay safe, stay well, but for now, it's goodbye.